Morning everyone. So, yesterday I was in the Sheffield Maker shop in the Winter Gardens and I thought that today we were going to be able to go out and do some sketchbooking, but last minute I've been called in to cover a shift. So come with me again, as I'm all wrapped up because it was cold yesterday, to do a shift at the Sheffield Makers Winter Garden shop. And it's a cold one today. Can't even see that. It looks like I'm making it up. Oh well, that experiment went wrong. Bye, Rolly. Wahoo! We're going in the van. Andy's gone climbing today. I was very lucky that, well, lucky, depends your version of luck. I mean, I've got to go into work for an extra day, but I am going to get paid for it. But the Winter Gardens Sheffield Maker shop called me, or messaged me, like, just before Andy was going to go out climbing. So I managed to shout out the window saying, can you give me a lift in? I could have got the bus, but I mean, it would have been another level of faff. So Andy is once again a lifesaver. But now I'm just in his very cold van, waiting for him to feed Rolly. And then, oh, here he is. Right, let's defrost this windscreen. Okay, I am in the shop. The shop is empty. So what I'm going to do again is draw people who are having coffees. I've brought some more pencils. So hopefully I shouldn't have the problem of the pencils breaking when I'm sharpening them. But this happened with a new pencil that I brought today. So maybe it's just the curse of the yellow pencils. Who knows? But let's get going and see what we get. I feel like I should mention as well that what I'm doing is timed sketches, because sometimes I can spend, I say sometimes, all the time, I spend far too long in my sketchbook and I end up ruining what I do, or just spending too much time on it and it becomes too precious and I get too uptight. So what I'm doing now is I'm following the Good Ship Illustrations Sketchbook Friend suggestion of doing a 30-second sketch, a 1-minute sketch and a 5-minute sketch, and then seeing how it progresses and then just leaving it after that. So you can't be precious because that's all the time you've got and that's the only stipulation. So that's what I'm doing. I was a bit scuppered with this picture because my phone fell halfway through and it threw me a little bit. I've done a little colour swatch here, if you can see without me getting into shadow. So I brought some new pencils today which are cheaper, Derwent Artist pencils, compared to the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils and the Derwent Lightfast pencils that I was using yesterday. And it seems that I might just have expensive tastes. So this one, this one, this one and this one, and this one were all the expensive pencils, and they just pick up the grain of the paper so much better while staying really bright. So the cheaper ones, you've got to push just a little bit harder to get the same pigment on the paper, and when you do that you lose the grain of the paper underneath. It's just a little thing, but it's I think I've got expensive tastes. Because it's quiet, I might up my sketchbook time to 10 minutes to see what I can do, because at the moment am I going to spoil it? I was going to say, at the moment I'm rushing the detail and I'm scribble, but yeah, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I won't feel like I've got to panic. So, lots of strange stuff's happened today. Let me turn this off. Can't hear myself think. yeah, so still in the Winter Gardens Sheffield Maker Shop. It's not been too busy, so I have been able to sketchbook, but I'm just not feeling it. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm like, it's the third day I've been in here in 4 days, or I'm just hungry and I just want to go home, or I'm starting to overthink my sketchbook. But yeah, let me show you what I've done so far. So this is today's. I quite like this one. This turned out all right, actually. And so did, I'm enjoying the faces that I've done today. Bearing in mind these people are like all the way over there, so it's really difficult to get any kind of detail just through looking at them because my eyes aren't brilliant. I tried to do a whole scene, but it was just too much, and obviously with customers as well. Customers in the shop come first. This guy was sitting there. I didn't time myself, so I ended up overworking it. Note to self, always time myself. That was a 5-minute sketch. It didn't end up looking like the person who I was drawing, but it looks like something. And then there's this woman. So this woman was trying to catch a pigeon for some reason with a tea towel. So I did a quick sketch. It wasn't anything, because she was moving around and all sorts. I didn't get anything particularly realistic. I realised looking back at the video that her legs were a bit longer, but hey ho, it's the sketchbook. But there is an hour to go, and I love being in the shop. I'm going to say I love being in the shop, that's my caveat. But I am done with being in the shop today. Like, it's dead outside. No one's around. I don't have my sketching mojo. All of the jobs in the shop are done. And this last hour is going to be, it's going to be a long hour. But maybe I'll get my mojo back before the end of the day, but I'm not going to force it. It's just a sketchbook. Well, another day, another van visit. So today I am not working, but it's a shopping day. So while Andy goes shopping, he's letting me stay in the van, and I'm going to do some sketches from life, but in the van, because it's a bit cold. It's a bit cold today. I don't really want to be sitting on a cold park bench, getting piles, drawing people. So I'll sit in a cold van and get piles and draw people instead. Forgot to film what I sketched, but I will insert a photo of the sketch now, and let me turn you around and show you what I did. So it's like well loose and not really, I'm not trying to, what's the word? I'm not trying to be realistic. I'm just trying to get down what I can in the time that I've got. And actually, I'm really pleased with it. It doesn't look like something you'd be pleased with if you don't sketchbook yourself. But in terms of like trying to get something down and not wanting it to be realistic, because to be fair, if I wanted a realistic picture, I'd just take a photograph. I'm trying to get the feel of the place, and I'm thinking in terms of children's illustrations as well. So pleased with that. So now on to location 2, where I'm going to draw what I see next from the van. So we've arrived, and I think I'm just going to do some very quick sketches of little tiny bits rather than to try and do a whole scene, because we're going to be very quick here. So I'm going to very quickly draw some little scenes. Let me show you very quickly what I'm looking at, and then I'm just going to draw and I'll show you afterwards. And this is what I ended up with. I didn't have long because Andy was quick, very quick. But I feel like I'm getting better at... First of all, I feel like I'm getting better at pencils. And second of all, I feel like I'm getting better at just putting down something rather than noodling over one tiny part of a drawing, where I used to do that. I'd like maybe doodle over one corner of a scene and miss the whole thing. And at least here I feel like I'm getting something down, and because I'm constrained by like time limits, I feel like that's the important thing, rather than the important thing is it looking beautiful and pretty. The important thing is getting enough down that it looks like something by the time the time is up, if that makes sense. But anyway, we're homeward bound now, so let's go. I'm back in and I've had a shower and had some lunch, and what I'm going to do now is go through my phone. Where is my phone? My phone's here. Because I took some photos on the way home, so I wasn't driving, I was the passenger, and when I saw someone interesting, like someone running, someone wearing a nice hat, or there was one guy who was wearing a trilby hat and pink Crocs, I thought that was a nice juxtaposition. Whenever I saw something like that I wanted to draw as almost like a diary entry for today, I took a little snap of it. So I'm going to go through my phone and see how many I can get done in like 10-minute sketches. And I will definitely fill this book and put a new sketchbook there. And I'm going to try and use my diary as like a visual sketchbook. I'm going to try and use my sketchbook as a visual diary and just time some sketches. So that's what I'm going to get on with now. Let me show you what I've done. So these are all the sketches that I've done today. This one was done from my bed. Okay. Tried to draw Rolly, realised cats are hard. This is the one in the car. Really like this one. I like how wonky it is. I like how childlike it is. I am all here. I'm here for this one. Right, and then these are the bins. This is another bin. Double page spread of bins. Not happy with this one, but it's a sketchbook, who cares? I snapped this island, but just because I wanted to draw these yellow keep left signs. And these are guys that I did as a whole. This whole page was timed 10 minutes, and this whole page was timed 10 minutes. This lady here, I'm rather pleased with. Yeah, rather pleased with that. And then to finish off, I did this dude. I'm really pleased with this. It might be a bit overworked. I would have liked it to have been a bit more scribbly, but I gave myself 20 minutes to do this one, and it's a learner bus driver, Brocklebank, and it's taken from a photograph. I couldn't wait to get home and get my yellow pencil out on this one. I think this is my favourite pencil. This is the one. This is the one that kept breaking the other day. But it seems to be okay when I don't use a pencil sharpener and I use a craft knife. But I actually think this might be my favourite colour pencil ever. But let me just turn you around so I can speak to you. This is where I'm going to leave this week's video, because tonight I'm going to make a roast. I'm going to start making a roast because Andy's out climbing and we'll finish it together. But I'm going to go because I'm quite looking forward to that. And I've done quite enough sketching for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. And I'm going to see you next week. So until then, bye bye.